Bitcoin and crypto holders are getting edged to the maximum, waiting on the news of Trump's executive orders regarding Bitcoin and crypto. Is this the blue ball situation of the century, folks, that we are seeing unravel before our very eyes? Trump coin skyrockets this weekend. My God, a potential ETF for a meme coin that is 4 days old has just hit the news. And also, made in the USA crypto projects take center stage. All this and more on today's Blockchain Basement. Isaac?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
It's been a weekend. Okay. I appreciate you streaming with me from home on the show.
It's a lot of fun, actually.
Not a bad setup.
Yeah, no, it came out pretty well. All the quality was good, and everybody seemed to have a great time. We were cooking numbers yesterday, so it was great.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. We had like just a couple hundred here in YouTube, but thousands on Twitter.
I know. That was insane.
I'm kind of experiencing that glow up right now on Twitter. Y'all, I've been, it'll get to the point where I won't even if I want to talk to everyone, I won't be able to at a point. That's what it felt like. But if you're not already, make sure to follow me on Twitter at DruthCrypto. I did get a host badge from Mario.
Oh, W is nice.
Dude, I slammed in there. I hosted one of the biggest emergency spaces they've had yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was cutting people off that had followings way bigger than mine. It was fantastic. Ran from Crypto Banter was on the stage.
Yeah.
Had MM Crypto. We had Kyle Chasse. Absolutely crazy weekend. But make sure to follow me at Truth Crypto to keep up with me. You know what I mean? I'm accessible for the time being. Also, Isaac, what have you relabeled yourself as? And why do people keep saying Isaac? What is that?
I don't know why people say SAC.
AA Crypto.
AA Crypto. I switched it to double A for the people. I've given in to the nickname everybody calls me by, so I changed my name on Twitter.
Fair enough. Druth, can you assess Theta Network price for bull market? Yeah, sure. Remind me to get Theta graph up here. I haven't looked at that one in a while. What a weekend. And you know what? I got some housekeeping to do. We are getting close to 70,000 subscribers. So if you're not already a member, make sure to hit the subscribe button here, but join as a member. It's $1.25 a week. You could have been 6 months, a year ahead of the schedule. If you've been following us on the basement, you knew Solana and base ecosystems were going to dominate the realm. You knew all these things were coming. You knew the Bitcoin-backed reserve was a real thing we're going to be talking about, but you also know how this is going to play out in 2025, so you don't get too overly bullish expecting the United States to be hammer buying Bitcoin this year. We got to stay base about this. Got Piano Matty B in the wings?
We do. Indeed, we do.
Let's get him up on here. Get him up. Bring him up.
Whoa! Piano Matty B.
Matty B, how you doing?
How's it going, guys?
Dude, it's going great. I so Manawak, one of our community members, he was going to bring me Biscuit Belly for a morning breakfast. I wasn't here yesterday, so I had Biscuit Belly FOMO. Just took the kids out for some
What
biscuits.
is that?
Dude, homemade biscuits, fried chicken, just the all-American Americana breakfast. But Piano Matty B, we broke up to $109,000 in what felt like the blink of an eye. These charts are pretty damn difficult to catch a true read on right now. Things are getting a little bit wonky when it comes to the MACD, the RSI. What you expect will be a pullback. And then all of a sudden, I see this 3 or 4% 15-minute candle this week, or actually today. I was sitting here like it's absolute chaos zone what we're seeing. I do see, what are we at, 105K, 105.4 right now?
Let me double check that.
Things are moving quick. If you can, Matty B, give me the rundown on where you see the markets going over the next day or two, if you may, because I want your TA, I want your outlook, bro.
Well, it's a tough cookie to crunch right now because we are kind of living in the letdown phase of no talk about Bitcoin on day one, right? But it's the humble opinion of this piano is that as far as headline executive orders go, even though all of us here on Bitcoin are like, say Bitcoin, say Bitcoin, say Bitcoin, it's going to change the world, it's going to change the world, we're still 1%, 1.5% of the population. So as far as a headline executive order, I don't think it was top notch on the whole Trump platform to let that out, because basically you were talking about 99% of the population not really caring about Bitcoin. I know it's hard to believe because our our lives completely revolve around it. But the reality outside of our bubble is that 99% of the people in the States is like, Bitcoin, what are the Bitcoin strategic, what, who cares anyway? So let's look at some charts here. This is the 4-hour chart. We started out this morning way down here in the Upper East Side of this channel of Eternal Monotony. And you see this arrow here is basically where we have to start closing candles, or else we will feel the bearish pull, the tug from all the sellers coming back in when they smell that.
This isn't the kind of fun tug either. You're talking about an unfun tug here.
No. There's no happy endings to this bearish tug here. And we also have, conversely, a cute little bear flag. If you can see here, this is the stem of the bear. Now, the reason this plays out right to the resistance, which is down there at 95. Can you imagine the sentiment at 95K? It would be like, it's over. So yeah. we basically hit all-time highs. And then when we bounce off all-time highs, the sentiment goes, that's it, we're done. So we have like these split seconds of euphoria, and then it's over, head back to Winnipeg. But the reason why I want to start closing candles up here at 106.8, or so let's call it 107, is that it will basically invalidate this bear flag. And if we were to see more downward action, it would come later, right? So we want to get out of the vortex of this bear flag. You can see over on the daily, this is our all-time high, 109. It's a wick. It's a long hair, don't care wick, right? We don't care about wicks because this is basically where, if there is retail, this is where they ape in and they create that wick on the upside and the downside. It's like, oh, we're all selling. Okay, I'm selling too. Boom, it goes up. Oh, we're all buying. I'm buying too. Then it goes down. So what we want to see here on the daily chart is that we haven't closed a candle higher than our past candle close up here. Almost. I mean, we're talking about 105.6 and 105.9. But hey, numbers matter, right? Numbers matter. In order to be fully bullish, we have to close candles above the previous close. Wicks are wicks. No one really cares about wicks, right? We got to have the candle close. And last but not least, the weekly. This is a massive bull flag. What does it play out to? Plays out to 140K. How sweet is that? But this is just chop suey price action here. So we need to break out. We did yesterday, but we tucked right back into this little, this bull flag. So keep your peepers on Sunday closing above this. Anything below it, and we might head back down to, look at that, 95. It's on the 4-hour chart. So you can see how these numbers and these arbitrary doodles on a chart, they have similarities. And when you see more similarities kick in, like this chart matches that chart, then the probabilities increase. However, one more talk about Bitcoin strategic reserve, and all bets off.
That's it. That's what I want to ask you. Is like Trump has been signing like 200 executive orders. And you mentioned something very based. It's like Bitcoin. There's a small amount of Bitcoin holders in comparison to how many people were concerned with the border security. Right. How many people are concerned with just macro problems that the United States has endured? How likely is it, in your opinion, that we see a Bitcoin or a crypto-related executive order within this week? Because in my opinion, that kind of juice would push us above and beyond and get to that breakout point. But it's a matter of if it happens this week, right?
Yeah, it's a tough one because I honestly don't think it's a big deal for him yet. Although for the bigger, like the macro outlook on the crypto environment as well, I like the fact that he's so firmly under the IRS's watch now with, what did he make? $30 billion. Do you think that Donald Trump wants to pay $15 billion in tax? I doubt he wants to. Not that he will. These wealthy people have different tax strategies, but I think that's going to fare better for crypto in general when the leader of the free world is heavily invested in it.
Mm-hmm. And the market cap going to that level of $30-40 billion. It's not cash in his pocket. It's not transactions out. I did see they shaved off a few million, and they were buying. They're buying chunks of, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Chainlink, just the standard World Liberty Fi bags in tandem to pulling some profits off the top on that Trump meme coin he did release. Did you get in on the Trump meme coin? Did you hammer in and YOLO into that thing the moment you saw it on Friday night?
No, I didn't catch it till Saturday. And then when I went and I did the piano bar on Saturday night, one of the bartenders there, his name's Judd. He's also a Bitcoiner. And he's like, I was thinking about maybe just throwing a couple hundo at that Trump coin. And I'm like, well, it looks pretty parabolic-y now, right? And we were like, yeah, you're probably right. Did the gig, fell asleep, woke up the next morning, doubled. But I mean, it's back where it is now. So
yeah, I mean,
what happens to these things? They go up and they go down.
Yeah, it went from, I got in at about $6.50. And I covered it like live right as it was going. And once I saw the secondary tweet and the secondary Truth Social post, that's when I knew. And I was all live on a space with 11,000 people at the time listening. It got over 1.5 million views. And I said, people, I was like, all right, here's the secondary post. I'm YOLOing in. It's real. Like, he still has control of his account. And honestly, we would have had much, much bigger problems on the macro scale if the to-be leader of the free world had his phone hijacked essentially by a Solana regen. So yeah, I mean, I was just kind of comparing the difference of problems there. Now, we do see, some of the stories. I want to run through all my Bitcoin stories with you to get your kind of analysis on this. We have Brian Armstrong telling the World Economic Forum audience, the world famous supervillain coalition, that it's clear at this point Bitcoin is a better form of money than gold for a store of value, important for governments to hold Bitcoin over time. Then he went on to Squawk Box, CNBC, talking about Bitcoin getting into the millions, multiple millions price range. Is this going to help kind of push the narrative forward towards the strategic reserve becoming a reality? Because it almost feels too good to be true. But now we have the world's top supervillains having to listen to Baldy with his government connections and his extremely powerful crypto exchange, telling them to their face, you're missing out on a multi-million-dollar opportunity per coin. Is this going to help move the buck forward towards that strategic reserve, do you think? Or is it still kind of gray area?
Well, I think it'll come down to geopolitical poopy pants. So when you have these massive old relic dinosaurs who have missed the boat almost as far as, getting in early to it. Like, I would argue that you're still early when it's going to $1 million, you'll see a 10x. But in their runway, when they're all like 70 to 90 years old, they probably don't care. So it's not in their best interest or in their short-term forecast to ape back into it. But I like the fact that he's talking about it. However, I tend to think he's doing a little bit of damage control because there's a lot of things going on with his Solana, and then it's like 17 hours to get a Solana transaction, and then if you go down that rabbit hole, you got to start asking yourself, how come there's different rules for Coinbase as far as transparency goes, and not for Binance? Right. And then it starts getting very nefarious. So I think he's just doing some PR control.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point to bring up, because we did see the Solana transactions hitting major delays on Coinbase, particularly when they were still operating the way they should on other exchanges. Now, when we see this happening, and the average person, there's a lot of new people coming into crypto. The attention, I was at a water park with the children and my wife, and while I was at the water park, Melania dropped a token as well. But Trump's token had made it into the minds and the ears of absolute retail. I'm talking about people, they were saying Bitcoin was still around 30K, but it might be a good opportunity, right? We're talking true and tried retail. Do you think that it's a net positive or a net negative that the leader of the free world released a meme coin and now basically the entire planet's talking about?
It is a net positive. However, the Bitcoin maxi and me, I can recognize it as a net negative, but I think macro wise, it's a net positive, because any adoption, let's be true here. A lot of people, a lot of retailers look at the price at 100K and go, I missed it. Why would I put any money in this? Then they see something with, reverse digits. Oh, this is 0.000089 cents. Man, I can put in $100 to make $1 million. Now we know that won't happen, but there is some lotteries out there that, will make a few of those retailers, fabulously wealthy. It'll ruin the majority of them. But at the same time, any exposure to crypto basically brings them one step closer to Bitcoin, which is inevitably the future of all of this, right? But I got a question for you. Now that we're past day one, and there was a bunch of day one things that were supposed to be implemented, well, you got to remember that all politicians will always break your heart. Do you think that it's 100 days, or it's not going to happen?
For the Bitcoin focused executive orders, I actually think that we're going to see it within the week. I do. Yeah. I kind of feel like, but he can't be making a PR stunt about it. You know, I mean, I think he's having to play it a little bit more carefully, but I think this is something that we're going to see push forward. And really, he's a mindset of dominance and prosperity for America
and winning.
And winning, right? And so he just is fresh out of the crypto ball with many hundreds of billionaires, right, in this room, talking to him about how they're taking over the financial system and essentially why he should be on board. He flexes back, releases a meme coin before the ball even goes live, and creates a market cap bigger than most of those people in the room had been able to do in a decade or 2 decades
of whole
building.
Life.
Absolutely. So it's a flex from Trump to show you need me on your side, but also I'm sure there's a degree of him acknowledging that this system is here to stay. He tried to fight back against it, and Bitcoin is an enemy of the dollar. In the last administration, Bitcoin has moved a very large amount of value since he took that presidential spot in 2016, right? 2016, we were looking at, what was Bitcoin? It was like 5 or 10K or something like that. It was something very much lower. And so now he's realizing, okay, this is an asset that's honestly looking like it's pretty strong around the 90 on up range. It's not going anywhere. We have to find a way to coexist with this system rather than just fight back against it and be left behind. It's all about innovation, bringing the companies back to the country. So it's a double-edged sword, but I do think those executive orders are coming this week. It's an exciting time to be alive, man. And I know you were talking a little bit of interest in like altcoins, even just from the season that we're in, Maddie. Have you come up with that decision point where you're going to get exposure to altcoin?
You know, I have enough experience in the markets to know that there is upside. Don't get me wrong. There's tremendous upside when it comes to certain altcoins. However, I feel like over the long run, the safer bet is to just put it into Bitcoin for myself. Now, I know people want the hyper gains, and I get that. But, you know, you said something very important about 2016 that we have to redigest here, is that when it was at, remember we were going like, oh, you just said 5, 10,000. I can't really remember, right? It's just a blurry number. If you go back to 2016, 17, when we were sitting there, we were thinking, oh my God, it's $10,000. I can't believe it. This is insane. And then people were saying, hey, it's actually going to go to 100K. And then we were like, okay, enough. 10K is crazy enough, right? And here we are at 100K thinking, oh my God, it's 100K. And then people are saying it's going to 1 million, right? And then when it gets to 1 million, we'll be saying, oh my God, it's 1 million. And someone will be saying it's going to 10 million, right? So we just got to keep the relativity of the value of Bitcoin always on the top of our minds.
Excellent point. Excellent point. And that's a good stance to take. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit crazy going for the big ones, but just so everyone knows, I am heavily overexposed to altcoins, but that is all going back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin and real estate, you know, that's where I like to house my value. And I get some new vehicles every bull market and stuff like that, and guns, right? I'm a fan of guns. So
the Sienna.
The Sienna, there's this guy. Army. I know, the Sienna Army. Is that you that told me about it?
Yeah.
You got to get me that t-shirt, bro. I need to get a hold of it because I've been thinking about the Sienna Army for a while now. Maybe it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's like having a truck, because my brother-in-law has one. So anytime we do any type of move, like go to the dump, or we got to like put 4x8s or and you can take out the seats and you can stick 4x8s from Home Depot right up there, stack them like 50. It's an unbelievable vehicle.
You know, and it's got my long gun. It's got my armor set up. It's got the nuclear biological chemical set up in it already. I'm a very unassuming person to be driving around fully ready for shit hits the fan in a Sienna. Okay, so there is that.
No doubt.
But man, I love and appreciate you for joining me on this show. And Piano Matty B, I am planning on, if you'll have me, coming on Friday, but where can people keep up with all of your Bitcoin TA, all of your local FIDs? Because a lot of them seem to be playing out lately.
Yeah, well, TA is just probabilities. Anyone that tells you they know where the price is going is grifting you. But you can increase your probabilities of success with technical analysis. That being said, I do TA every morning at 8 a.m. on YouTube, Piano Matty B, and this Friday, of course, Drew's going to be joining, and we'll continue this conversation.
Absolutely, bro. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get to a stack of other news, absolute chaos breaking in the altcoin sector and on the macro sector. World Health Organization losing their grip. We got a lot of stuff going on, but I love and appreciate you, Matty, and I look forward to joining you on Friday. Absolutely, bro. I'll see you soon. What a wholesome guy.
I know, he's always amazing.
You know?
And the TA is great. So
the voice calms me. I walked in here like, what the fuck was that 30-minute candle? It's like, 3 or 4% up and then down by another 2%. It's been absolutely crazy. He brings me back down. Okay, so now we got a stack of stories to get. As promised, Trump announces he will withdraw from the World Health Organization. Let's have a listen to this. This is him signing just a pile of executive orders last night.
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir?
Ooh, that's a big one.
Ooh. I love this face. Oh my God. I love this man. It's so wonderful. People that are like aggravated because I actually like a president. Come on. Are you so burnt and jaded you can't have a belief in anything, right? Anything. And you have to acknowledge, like, the one thing that I can hold against Trump that I really can't is the Operation Warp Speed. Mm-hmm. Operation Warp Speed, is pushed forward heavily by the World Health Organization, which, guess what? He just pulled out by executive order, and he is issuing back pay for all of the military that were kicked out of the service for refusing to let their bodies be taken control of by the.
Yeah.
That's big.
Bullish.
That's a big paycheck. So let's keep rolling with this. This is the World Health Organization's comments. WHO regrets the announcement that the United States of America intends to withdraw from the organization. Blada blada. We're crucial. We're so important. We save lives. Oh my God, we did it. Lies. Wrong. Now, this is the most uncomfortable thing for me to say, and this is like the ultra nefarious potential of what we saw over 2020. They might have opened heavy highways for chronic disease through these genetic mutations of the jab, right? I'm just going to say it. There it is. I'm sorry if you fell victim to it. I love you still. I forgive everyone that did fall for the thing. I honestly gave up a lot of really great things in my life to fight back against this. I built a company from $0 to $5 million a year, and they kicked me out because I wouldn't let them take control of my body and inject me with a experimental therapy. So we hope the United States will reconsider, and we look forward to engaging in constructive dialogue to maintain partnership between the USA and the World Health Organization. Get fucked. Now, moving on. Donald Trump, another very crazy thing. Let's have a listen to this.
Cartels are now going to be seen as foreign terror organizations. Would you think about ordering U.S. Special Forces into Mexico to take them out?
Could happen. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened.
I told you he was going to do this shit, man. I told you. Now, on that thought, we have to think about what this will look like. And this is a great clip. I think it's on Rogan that they talked about this a bit ago.
If we declare war on the cartel, these dudes are not going to understand what the is going on. If we organize these tier 1 units against them, what I would be doing if I was down there, I'm like, getting ready to retire right now. That's what I would be doing. Because if Delta Force is hunting me, bro, I would be so terrified.
Is that a real thing they've proposed doing?
Yes, that is a real thing.
Who proposed?
This is going to be such an intense year.
Somebody get me into Delta Force ASAP. I want to be a part of the fun.
Oh my God. And now the city centers with a lot of these types of folks in them, are going to get pretty hot during that process, right? I mean, you're talking about millions of people. Now, chaos erupted outside of D.C. jail as police push a giant crowd of Trump supporters back as they rush towards the jail doors on the announcement of January 6 prisoners expected to be released any moment now. It was last night that this went down, and it wasn't too violent, wasn't too crazy. The Trump supporters were just very, very excited about the release of these political prisoners. Obviously, you have the DEI hire there, making sure to be first and foremost. There's a good show of representation. And they ended up just scooting them across the street here. So really didn't erupt into chaos. Just an excitement level that the DC police wasn't quite prepared for. Thought people had forgotten what had happened, but no, we did not forget what happened. You know, and it's amazing how peaceful the right wing was during this entire psyop, right? Because this country was founded on right wing violence. So when we think about it, they're very, very lucky that people did not resort to the old school way of how this country was founded. I mean, plainly spoken, this country was founded that way. So when that does occur, it's much different than Antifa or some dorks in black hoodies throwing shittily made Molotov cocktails. That is a situation that, honestly, even internal armed forces do not want to have to deal with. Now, Trump halts hiring new IRS agents. This is a great sign. But some other things are being talked about here. The seeds are being planted. This is from MJ Ultra Truth. The IRS and income tax coming to an end in America, an external revenue service. The first step to achieve this goal. This is Howard Lutnick talking on the situation at hand. Let's have a listen to the future of U.S. taxes.
At the start of the 20th century, America was the richest country on earth, and we defended our workers from unfair trade policies with tariffs. And we only made money. We had no income tax. All we did is charge other countries and foreign companies, if they wanted to sell to America, you had to pay for entry. Okay, so imagine this. The U.S. government had no income tax. Americans got to keep all their hard-earned money, and foreigners paid the price.
This is going to be lit, bro.
Dude, I cannot wait for these next 4 years, bro. Day one, now it's day two, and this is happening.
We're rolling it back, baby. We're bringing back how this country was founded, what started the prosperity in the first place. And honestly, we've been taken advantage of for quite some time once we sold out our manufacturing overseas. But the left and the other protesters, some out there, big mad. Here is pro-Palestinian protesters getting ready to become they-thems and chop off their genitals outside of the Trump inauguration. They have a little guillotine that's supposed to represent, be careful, Trump, we're coming for you. Honestly, fuck around and find out. Like, really. You know, this is the big conversation here. And, you know, this pro-Palestine situation, they should be happy to see Trump come into place because he's probably one of the few people, if not the only person, that can talk peace back onto the table between Russia, between Iran, between Israel, between all of these different warring factions that are going on right now. Trump is the key to peace, and they just cannot admit it. Now, MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor acquired another 11,000 Bitcoin for $1.1 billion. This is the scary part. The holdings of MicroStrategy has risen to just under 500,000 tokens.
And he's going to die beside his wallet without anybody having access to it.
Well, this is MicroStrategy.
Okay.
So this is going to be MicroStrategy. He has a pretty sizable personal holding.
Yeah.
This is actually the company's holding. So a little different on that, just a side note. But the worry here, because it's very bullish that he's going to be letting his coins go into the ether, right? That's going to kind of add to that deflation. But having 500,000 tokens,
yeah,
kind of sketchy, bro. Like,
I'm tired of it.
What if the monsters of Wall Street decide to destroy MicroStrategy's the infinite money glitch? Right now, we've invited the devil in. We're married with TradFi. They see Michael Saylor printing money off of just continuously buying the top of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
over leveraging on God mode. This might get ugly. Okay, this might get ugly. But Michael Saylor out here slamming into the top. Donald Trump also started staking his Ethereum. The president of the United States is staking Ethereum. There's a post from Eric Connor. Now, there's been a lot of movements from World Liberty Fi. Me and you dug into World Liberty Fi's holdings yesterday.
Did.
In a very concise manner. I gave you guys the menu for the biggest stuff this market. And now we got some more stories regarding this. They commemorated the inauguration of Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of the United States. World Liberty Fi bought 47 million worth of Ethereum, $47 million worth of wrapped Bitcoin, 4,700,000 worth of Aave, 4,700,000 worth of Chainlink. This was the very surprising news and probably connected to why we saw Tron have a presence at the crypto ball and the presidential inauguration.
Yeah.
We see a little bit of access being built out from World Liberty Fi in the Southeast Asian crypto market.
Indeed.
We might see a pretty big partnership be announced between Tron and World Liberty Fi. So stay eyes on that ball. That's a big piece of crypto in Asia, Tron, that we forget about a lot here in America because we're so used to Solana and Ethereum. And $4,700,000 worth of Athena ENA token. So very, very interesting move. They were hammer buying. This is so crazy. This is a great way to put it. From Jaylene. So let me get this straight. These MFers rinse Solana ecosystem of liquidity with their family's shitcoin, then buy the 2017 trash with profits. This is where Cope will be your worst enemy. Okay. You're not happy to see Solana create the most exciting meme coin in all of history. Instead, you're upset about your other shitters that you just had too much conviction in, so you couldn't get out of those and go into the next hottest thing. Cope to the extreme here. 2017 trash. Talking about Chainlink. You're talking about my girl Chainlink like it's trash. Bitch, please. Jaylene.
You must have a mental disease. Assume the position. Get back down on your knees, bitch. Sorry, I had to.
Is this a Playmate? Jaylene? Apparently a Playmate of the year. Not a single cent of profit invested back into the network that made it possible. Or am I missing something here? So this is just complaints because World Liberty Fi is buying old school staking options. And a lot of people, this is the whole argument I was fighting back against on the those massive spaces. I mean, at times there's 10, 15,000 people listening at a time. And it was that Solana was the new king and Ethereum is dead. That's what they wanted to sell as the new narrative. And I'm like, no, you're going to see Solana rise as the meme hub, and you're going to see Ethereum continue to dominate DeFi and staking. Just how it is. Now, there can be a coexisting world within crypto where one is preferred for a specific use case. And that actually is how things are done in a more, I like Fluffy the Sheep's word, structured manner. Okay, this is how the ecosystem of what exists in our financial system can be correctly structured into what it's becoming. So just enough with the cope. You know what I mean? Yeah. Notice the new trends. Notice where the money's going. Go there. Make some money there. Okay. Now we have this. Actually insane that the single biggest thing that could have happened for Solana just happened, and yet the net flows to base were nearly dead even, folks. Absolute narrative violation on the timeline. In the past 7 days, Solana had the highest net flows at 144 million, followed by Base with 136 million. AVAX coming well behind that at number 3 at 50, and Injective, a sneaky little boy, at 30 million. So here are where the flows are looking like right now. Solana and Base are neck and neck. And if Base is basically using the carcass of Ethereum and dancing upon it into the DeFi realm at rock bottom fees. It's getting the network security of the wide ecosystem of Ethereum and basically doing the transactions for pennies, right? So this is just an advancement, and it reminds me of the story of, I think it was the mid-1800s, mid-1900s, when we used to use whale oil to heat, largely.
Yeah. And
eventually, they found out that kerosene was much cheaper to produce, and it, you know, they were kind of running thin on whales at the time. So you change, and now you have a new heating structure, which became kerosene. Now we've moved into natural gas, all kinds of different things, right? But this is the evolution of technology and of power. So here it is. It's changing before our eyes. We can see it right here on the flows. Solana and Base, Avalanche, Injective, clear plays. Now, Avalanche and Injective are not nearly as exciting on the price charts yet, but seeing that they are right behind Base and Solana gives me quite a bit of confluence in the remainder. And there's smaller portions of my bag, but it's almost like the whole market's been listening to the show, or that we were just listening to the whole market.
So you gotta pay attention. It pays to
That's
be
right.
in crypto.
That's right, baby. Now, breaking. Trump token, the meme coin Trump, Bonk, DAW, and Doge ETFs have been filed with the SEC. Absolutely crazy to see this. This is Rex Osprey Bonk ETFs. Rex Osprey. They even have an XRP ETF that they might be looking at. But it does look like the applications are flowing in for altcoins. Here is the application. And no, this doesn't mean that it's immediately approved. And honestly, it really matters who is applying for it. We didn't really see the ETF gates open until we saw BlackRock do it. And then it was just like dominoes. So, we got to keep an eye out on BlackRock. And if they have any intent or wish to get a crypto index of kind of a basket of altcoins, we could likely see things like this pushed through the gates here. So this is the ETF Opportunities Trust. And just a highlight of this form that it has been filed. This is breaking news. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. It's almost too good to be true. Pump my bags harder, Dad. Now, here we go. A wallet named Ansem, Black Noise 06. Shitty fighter.
Very terrible fighter.
Shitty fighter. Good at crypto. Very bad fighter. He sold 194,000 Trump tokens for $6.8 million 2 hours ago, losing $2.5 million. He spent 9.3 million USDC to buy these tokens at $48 a unit, then sold it for $35 a unit. This is not how you crypto. Okay. And now when we're asking, a lot of people have been coming at me, are you holding the Trump token? What do you think that the Trump token's actually going to accomplish? It's gonna pass DOGE. Okay. And this is why people are in disbelief right now, is because of the immense amount of growth that Trump token gained over a few days' time. But honestly, are you really that surprised? Are you really that surprised? Now we go to this Dogecoin coming in at a $61 billion market cap. Great. Where is this Trump token? It came out of left field. Now it is already at number 25. It tried to break into the top 10.
Oh, it was real close. It was like number 13 for a hot minute.
Yeah. Now we're sitting here. Current market cap showing at 7.9 billion. I absolutely see this thing going into. This is going to be the first triple-digit meme coin. This is going to be the first triple-digit meme coin in crypto history. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm so ready. I might reaccumulate my bags that I sold.
You got into this thing pretty early, didn't you?
Around the same spot at the bottom of 7 billion before it shot up to $70.
Well, the 7 billion was at a fully diluted valuation. I think we got in more so around like a 1, maybe even less than 1 bill.
Yeah.
But here's the all-time graph. The price per token for my Slammins was $6.50. Not bad. And yeah, I mean, we're saying that this is a rug. This is not a rug. This is an explosive growth on the birth. Comes back down. People take profits. Ansem loses a couple million for the culture. And then we build our health on a shelf right there. So there you go. I absolutely am holding this token. I'm not letting go of Trump token until it breaches 3 digits. I'm not doing it. And honestly, it's going to be just another vehicle or something else that I don't have to buy with my Chainlink bags. I'm not going to hold these things into, 2026, 2027. No, hell no. I'm going to ride the hype and then get out of it when it hits 3 digits. Okay. Maybe it keeps going. I don't care. I hammered in early after I saw that it was verified. If you did follow me on Twitter, you were listening to me on the space, on that massive space when I was cutting off all these giant influencers because they were saying stupid shit. And I hammered in. I YOLO'd into it right at the time where I was able to verify it. So here we are. Now, this is the most dangerous man in the world. Incredible. Look at this guy. Or is that a girl?
I don't know. Who knows?
Melania is loving this too, bro. So there's Trump just doing the Trump shuffle. We're going to have the Trump shuffle as a headline for quite some time here. It's going to be a great time to be a reporter or covering the news. I mean, Trump is the golden boy of big news. So I'm very excited about this. Now we talk about tokenomics. I want to get into the rest of these bullish projects. Sort by fees or revenue. Impressive for Radium. Sort by what's going on to the token. Not on the list. 12% for buybacks, but not AFIC, not burned. On Aerodrome, 100% of the value created goes to the VE Aero voters, and 27% of that buys and locks. Token primacy is key. Aerodrome is still, even though, it's like $1 or something like this, I'm 100% convicted that Aerodrome is going to do what Uniswap did last cycle as a conservative target. So, and that brings the token price to like 25, $30 at the peak, and that is my conservative outlook for that project. So at $1, I'm feeling great stacking the damn thing, honestly. Everyone that's kind of short-sighted, we have some moves in the narrative for a little bit of time. You have AI agents come out. Wow. Everyone's like, oh, it's not, what is that? Minions show where they get all transfixed on the hand that comes down. You remember what I'm talking about?
Briefly?
It might not be the Minion show. I need to find it's like these little things inside of the claw machine. It's like the claw comes down.
Oh, like Toy Story?
Toy Story.
Yeah, the aliens in Toy Story.
Yes.
Yeah, the three-eyed bastards.
Absolutely. This is when crypto Twitter sees a new narrative, there's right, AI agents or Trump coin, Solana. In the background, Aerodrome, Morpho, all of these DeFi plays are sitting at very, very viable levels. And I'm here for it. I'm stacking it up. Now, Aether, processing 266 million compute hours through 11 million tensor cores. Infrastructure first, speculation second. Aether is a sleeping giant. Its infrastructure is looking juicy, and the price and entry point of where it's currently sitting even juicier. Now let's check it out on the charts. It's one of the few that are actually up for the day, but everything's kind of sleepy. It's up by 3%. It's at 6 cents right now. This one on the yearly leaves a lot of entry points. People would say this is a dead graph if they didn't know the background of how much revenue this thing is creating and how big of a network they have just created. So that is part of my portfolio still, and I'm feeling damn good about it. Now, another thing that we got to look at is American-made crypto projects here, folks. Whales are seeing DAG listed in America's blockchains on CoinMarketCap. Let's head over to CoinMarketCap. I did see when we were on the show yesterday, it popped up like a bat out of hell, American-made crypto projects. Let's see if they still have it listed here. It's not, there it is. Look at this.
Made in the USA.
Here's the list of American-made crypto projects. And at large, I feel like this is around the main menu of what will be the juiciest size of inflows. Now, it's a matter of how big the market cap will determine how much money we can make by buying these tokens right now. But XRP at the top, the largest market cap at 184 billion. Solana, American-made out of San Francisco. Then you got Dogecoin. It's got a great narrative. It's probably, we're going to get to the Doge.
Oh, yeah.
Cardano, American-made, might get blue-balled. Might not find its way into the limelight here. But even if it gets blue-balled, I think it'll hit $3, regardless, even if that happens. Chainlink, you all know what I think about Chainlink. 3 digits, it's FUD. Avalanche, Sui, Stellar, Hedera, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, God. Uniswap, official Trump token, obviously. Near Protocol, the list goes on. So these have all been added to this. But the one that is sneaky within this is, in my opinion, oh, here's IO.net. If anyone likes the Aether play and the decentralized compute plays, IO.net I still hold. It's one of the very few Solana things that I'm still holding outside of the Trump tokens. IO.net is a very good distributed GPU system. Now, Constellation DAG, I feel like, is the most undervalued in this entire realm, portfolio, whatever you want to call it, the menu of American-made crypto project. It is up 18% today. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
A lot of people are saying, oh my God, it's going to fall, right? It comes back down. It proved its support point at 5 cents twice. And now we get a cook on up to the north side from here. And I said it on yesterday's show, Constellation DAG is not just American-made. Constellation DAG is American focused. Okay, so when we talk about things that the United States is going to be more partial to, Constellation DAG has already been working with the federal government for years on end. Now, look on chain. We already covered this. Got the Aether coverage. Got DAG coverage. What's next? We have Sergi. Talking about the technical term being described in the situation, we are now cooking with gas. I wonder what happens when the world's largest financial institutions decide to go on chain because being on chain becomes a national priority. Think about that shit. Security, provable data, right? Things are moving pretty quick with the AI agent sector, right?
It's beautiful.
Pretty interesting to think about how quickly data can be skewed with the growth of these AI agents. Pretty interesting to think about the security aspects that blockchain presents. Seems like they will need a secure and reliable way to utilize various kinds of data on chain to build their financial products. You can also see them needing a reliable way to interconnect all of these chains to transact in a secure, compliant, efficient manner. accepted by regulators, something like what the TCP/IP does for the internet, but built to handle cross-chain interactions and be able to work with the institutional systems and use cases. This, in simplified manner, is this. Okay, here we go. So Bitcoin is the ground of which this cryptocurrency ecosystem is built upon. We saw the implementation of Ethereum and smart contracts, which, in my opinion, I can equate to utilities and or food and water, utilities that are feeding the infrastructure, right? But third, after you have the ground, the home, and the utilities built of smart contracts and Ethereum, it is time to build the roadway, the communication corridor between all of these different systems. Essentially, what we have right now is houses on a neighborhood plot. There is a dirt road with huge divots, some cliffs, and some, what do you call them? Sinkholes, right?
Yeah.
We have some sinkholes there. So what we need is a transportation system from one chain to the next that is secure and accepted on a regulatory level. Guess what? Swift already signed up with Chainlink years ago to build this infrastructure out. They've been working on it for years. Nothing has gone wrong, and they're continuing to work with them. This is where the world is moving to, and it's built in steps. And I equate this in a construction manager. I used to manage construction, but I equate this to a construction manner because it's a good way to conceptualize why these things are building out the way that they are. We all have these sexy Ferrari Avalanche cars in our driveway, but there is no road to drive down yet. Chainlink is building it out. What's that? What's going to pump now? DCA and Prey, it's going to pump now.
They said kind of sounds like what Quant is trying to do now, and I said Quant is ass.
Yeah, Quant is ass. It'll probably pump, like I was looking at the chart yesterday, it'll probably hit like at best $400 or something like that. It's not going to $1,000. Morgan Powell, curious on Akash prediction. Akash network. Morgan Powell, Akash is part of the Grayscale AI shill package. Grayscale still has quite a bit of power to move the markets, and Akash is one of the sneakier AI plays. Akash and Live Peer Token are included with the potential Tau basket. I will check out the chart on Akash because we are in the altcoins section here. Akash. And if you guys, just a quick reminder, if you guys are out there trading, click the link in our description, sign up with code BASEMENT, get on there on 2bit and send some trades in. I am honestly, I've been staring at this chart for all day. I was trying to get in, but I set my stop loss safe enough so I didn't have to pay attention to it because I give the alpha to you guys. I got to focus on you. I can't focus on the charts while I'm doing this. So if you are trading, just use stop losses. Stop losses are your friend. And now's the time to try to get something in ahead of the executive order being signed, because in my opinion, if we do see that executive order being signed this week, 120 ain't nothing to fuck with. So Akash Network coming here at $2.94. It dropped down to $2.70 just within the day. Seen a little bit of lower lows being created just on the 7-day here. So we might be building up another potential good entry point. The good entry point, it looks like for me, let's go to TradingView just to get a better scope on this, because it looks like it's taken a little bit of a haircut. I'm going to find another spot of support. That spot of support from the historical price movement of this thing actually looks like it might be at the bottom end of these wicks around $2.50. So if I do see Akash break down into the $2.50 to $2 range, I am comfortable adding to my position. But in general, I feel like it's a good kind of high risk, high reward play. It's part of the Grayscale shill package for AI projects. And I think it's going to be pretty surprising, this market. So let's keep moving here. David Bailey. I think this guy is behind Bitcoin Magazine, CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, the Bitcoin Conference, and a bunch of huge organizations. He has got confirmation tonight that our executive orders are among the first 200. He's talking about our executive orders, the crypto-related executive orders are among the first 200 to be signed. He has no idea what made it in, but good news cometh. What you got, Isaac?
Just in, Trump launches SEC task force to develop a comprehensive and clear regulatory framework for crypto assets.
Whoa!
From Bart and Jake. I'm going to send you this.
Oh, yeah. I'll
Twitter.
just type it in here. We can find it. We'll raw dog it. Let's hop on in here. Kobe SE letter. Here it is. Breaking: Trump's SEC is launching a crypto task force for clear regulations in the industry. Today, SEC acting chairman Mark Ueda launched this task force dedicated to developing a comprehensive, clear regulatory framework for crypto assets. Also, another thing to think about is the RWA sector is going to go ballistic when they see Paul Atkins brought to the helm. Absolutely ballistic. Ondo, Athena, all of these RWA play, even Chainlink's considered an RWA play. When we see Paul Atkins put into place, that is where God candles are going to come in for the RWA sector. So why can't we put Nick Dunn in timeout? What's the problem here?
Oh, I could put him in timeout anytime I want. He said XRP is my favorite crypto.
Yeah, that's banned.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Thanks for saying it for me. Banned!
Now, a lot of people are asking, how high can Doge go, folks? Well, Elon Musk let us know. How high can Doge go, Elon?
Thank you.
That high. All right. Well, I'd say that high is about $1. Let's take a look at why here. So, oh God, first of all, we got to watch this. Elon Musk getting ready to lead the Department of Government Efficiency. This is him on the phone with all of his peeps.
Yeah, you guys fucking suck at your job. I'm going to come down there and beat the fuck out of you, you fucking stupid bitch. All right, I'll be down in 10 minutes. Get ready. You better start stretching. I'm going to fucking wear you out, dumbass.
That is right, baby. Let's look at Doge, though. The Department of Government Efficiency Doge official website is live with a Dogecoin logo. Doge going to $1 in 2025. Bull run is just getting started. And, you know, a lot of people thought this is unobtainium when we were in the bear market. But look at it. Doge is already back up right at just under 40 cents. Okay, this thing is up 7% on the day. Pretty large market cap to be scooting around by 7% on the day, even with kind of a lack of news. And really, I could see it breaching this all-time high. This is a set of higher lows. Yes, it's got an inflation rate, but guess what? The guy that literally is using it as a logo works and largely runs a big portion of the federal government now. So when you think about how high Elon is going to be able to take Doge this cycle, I'd say $1's not out of the question. It is what it is. I know it's got inflation rates about it. I know it's an old meme coin. That doesn't mean that Trump doesn't pass it, though.
That's very true.
That's a crazy thought. Now, keep it on moving here. This is Barron. Barron has been capturing the investor crypto realm's imagination. Here is him, Barron, Lisan Al-Gaib, standing next to Elon Musk as the inauguration went down. I am terrified of this kid. I think that in about 20 years time frame, this is going to be America's first God emperor. So here we go. ZachXBT in some hot water here. ZachXBT, let's get the rundown of this story. It's quite a convoluted timeline, so stick with it. Let's see what's going on.
Before we start, if you don't know who ZachXBT is, he is an on-chain investigator that has helped recover hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars from bad actors on the blockchain. And there's two important details here. One, he only makes money through donations. And number two, he's always refused to help anyone that's lost money through meme coins, whether it's through bad actors or not, saying that if you lose money through meme coins and are mad about it, you deserve to lose it. And that takes us to last night when someone launched ticker ZachXBT and sent him 50% of the supply. And he took that 50% of the supply and set up a one-sided LP, meaning that he was taking the 50% of the supply and turning it into Solana very, very slowly. And this caused the ZachXBT chart to rip, going to $90 million of an all-time high. Zach then proceeded to take out $4 million from the one-sided LP. And after that, we saw the XBT chart dump. It's currently at a $10 million market cap, and people are up in arms about it. Because no matter what happens in meme coins, in order for one person to make money, someone has to eventually lose money. And there was someone that bought this chart at 90 million, thinking it would go to $1 billion because ZachXBT is backing it, and then saw him sell the $4 million from the LP, and is absolutely pissed off about it. So we'll see how this plays out. Let me know what you think of the situation in the comments below.
So is it wrong? Let me know in the comments. Is it wrong for ZachXBT to take $4 million out and then nuke the chart, right? And, you know, probably he didn't have everything to do with the chart nuking, but the chart definitely nuked. And Zach, honestly, I mean, maybe he was feeling a little bit of a grudge for solving all of these major problems over the years and never seeing a huge payout from it, right?
Yeah.
Is it worth $5 million? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth $5 million? Now, here's the chart. Not looking great. Let's check it out here. So, ZachXBT on Solana got launched, and it was funny. It was named Justice for Zach. Pull this up. This is just an image for the ages here. It runs up, hits just about $90 million, as he says, and went down into the shitter. If it's named Justice for ZachXBT, and they wanted Zach to make money, and then he takes the money, do they have the right to be mad at him?
No, and they technically bought the top. So you can't really be mad for buying the top and losing your money. Just like
maybe you're just a shitty trader.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Right?
Like Ansem.
Yeah. I mean, Ansem in general, he's made millions. That was not a good move on Trump token.
Nope.
I mean, that was worse than your move. At least you made money.
I did make money, so it was a better move.
Yeah. So, honestly, it's named Justice for ZachXBT. They started this thing to, what you want to just make a bunch of paper value that he's never able to take? Is that what you're trying to do? And then he'll just watch everyone just arbitrage the chart up and down, and he'll just sit in the background and not make any money off it. Really? Get real. So you know what, Zach, you're fine by me, baby. Enjoy your money. Welcome to
Black side.
Crypto Hoti joining the black side, supporting the channel in the biggest way you possibly can. I need to start doing some black side videos.
Yeah.
You know what I should do? I should move all of my trading shit to the black site, literally only. That's what I should do. Crypto Hoti, thank you for joining, bro. Very much appreciate you. That is a huge support for the channel. If you want to become a black site member, that is like the King Kugla of how you support this channel. Very, very much appreciate you, bro. Now, is it time for Drew to YOLO into a new vehicle? I talked about maybe remaining a Sequoia Army member.
A Sienna Army?
A Sienna Army member? See, it's already in my mind that I'm already in a Sequoia, but the Sienna's got the nice doors. The Sequoia's got the beef and the sound. What is Black Side? That is where I can literally say anything that I want to. And it's a Black Site was designed when we still had censorship controls on YouTube that would basically take the visibility of the show off every single time I went on the air. So I made the Black Site so I could keep talking about the election and about the immigration stuff and all that stuff when it was very, very unavailable and unpopular to do. Now I want to keep the Black Site going. I want to continue dropping value in there, but I might want to stick to the trades, and there's going to be a lot to cover with the mass deportations that's going to get real hot. And I'll probably get in trouble for talking about those things too. So very, very much appreciate your Black Site support. And honestly, like I see the Black Site members, there ain't many of them, but I mean, your support means the world to us. That's how we keep the lights on in this damn place.
Yes, sir.
So we got car dealership guy coming in because I love taking profits. I love buying things, cars, houses, and guns, right? Vehicle trade-in values hit a 4-year low in 2024. The average trade-in value of a 1 to 5-year-old vehicle is now $33,000, down nearly $5,000 from its peak in 2022. Yet it's still $8,000 more than 2019 levels. That is absolutely crazy. That shows you what inflation has done. Still a lot of work to come back down to pre-2020 levels. And I don't know if we'll ever get there, honestly. But the limited supply of quality late model used vehicles forecasted through 2025, the decline in trade-in values could come screeching to a halt. His prediction, the car dealership guy, is a great resource for the car industry. Absolutely incredible. And the car industry is a good signal for stagflation if it's actually coming to America. His prediction is that the trade-in values will stabilize or maybe even rebound as supply constraints persist. Compound this idea with tariffs being slapped on all of the countries that have been, they've been producing, sending their goods here into the United States. The tariffs might make it a little bit more finite on new good vehicles coming into the United States. Me personally, I hate what Toyota has done with the new Sequoia.
Yeah.
And this pertains to me particularly because, I always want the new Toyotas when they come out, but they put a V6 in the Toyota. I've heard some bad things. I've heard some things about shavings, metal shavings, finding their way into the cylinders of the new V6 Toyota engine.
True.
Very, very disappointing. UFD, Unicorn Fart Dust, going to be the next Doge? No, but it's going to make a lot of money. For a bit. I don't think that's going to, but it's going to make money. right?
Oh,
Let's go look at UFD. That guy, his peeps are called the basement as well. He streams out of his basement. He's got all this bullshit behind him. It's pretty amazing. I hit him up. We should hit him up again because that guy'd be great to do a collab with. It is at a $356 million market cap. Billion tokens already out, already circulating. Very bullish design on the tokenomics for this thing. Absolutely insane graph, dude. Oh my God. And something interesting to note is this thing did not give a shit about the Trump token liquidity leaving the meme coin sector.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice that? Because a lot of memes went to die this weekend. A lot of liquidity was siphoned into the Trump token.
Yeah.
This is indeed on Solana, and they did not move. These are psycho handers right here. These are absolute psycho handers. So what a time to be alive. Trump launched a meme coin. You know, I'm actually going to use this crypto cold storage wallet to store this this holds any Solana project.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Getting your crypto off exchanges and holding it for yourself is the ultimate power, folks. If you don't already have a cold storage device, I implore you, take it upon yourself to buy an Arculus cold storage wallet. We have a code BASE10, capital B, the rest of the lowercase, BASE10, and you can get one for 10% off right now. You can become your own bank. You can exercise the insane power that comes with becoming your own monetary holder, taking the value out of the banks, controlling your future for yourself, and holding your crypto in cold storage is the ultimate flex on the financial system. So take advantage of this deal. We have a great deal going on right now, and pick yourself up one while you can. You know what I mean? I love and appreciate every single one of you out there that are watching the show. First VA rifleman, newer Toyota engines aren't as reliable as the older ones, unfortunately. That's the thing, that they ruined the best V8 engine ever made.
Sad.
I can't believe that they did this to me.
Sad.
It's very sad. Like the V8, the 4.8, and it was the 5.7, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Those were like the cream of the crop when it came to reliable V8 engines, and they just screwed the pooch on it. So I don't know. I'm pretty much stuck to 2022 and before for my preferred Toyotas. But I love and appreciate every single one of you for joining me on the show today. Over 400, nearly 500 people watching on YouTube. I don't know how many people are on Twitter. The Twitter is starting to blow up. You guys, things aren't going too crazy. If I don't get back to you, it's because a lot of people are hitting me up. I'm having a lot of things kind of get out of hand. And I will do my absolute damnedest to keep up with every single one of your questions. If I don't get back to you, hit up Isaac, make yourselves known, make me aware that you have a question, and hit me up in Discord. Hit me up in Discord. I'm seeing Discord. Me and Colarity are in there giving the GMs kind of quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we shut down the Discord?
No, I don't think we should shut it down. I think we should be more active and start, getting in there. There's a link in the description to get into the Discord, and I'll be more active in there too. Get more people in there.
There it is. Well, I love y'all, and we'll be back to you tomorrow with more Crypto Alpha. Until then, be good, and I'll see you.